Today we're going to be talking about how I improve my guitar playing while only playing 10 minutes a day. First off, I don't recommend playing only 10 minutes a day, but if that's what you got, that's what you got, and we can still make improvements off that. Now, the reason I am only able to practice 10 minutes a day sometimes, if any, is about a year ago, I started having pain in my hands, which led to my arm, elbow, tricep, all over. Doctor still don't know what's going on, but I still got to push through and figure out how I can at least maintain and slightly improve the different things that I want to improve on. And I love playing guitar, so 10 minutes, if that's what I get, that's what I get, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. Now, I'm a big believer in warm-ups, but being very strategic with warm-ups. What you guys heard in the intro there is the first thing I played today, so I haven't played it all. And I always like to start off very simple and just, it's almost beyond simple. I just strum open chords, something maybe like this. And I, often don't even bother tuning my guitar. Now, when I'm doing that, I'm trying to maintain some kind of rhythm, and I'm really trying to loosen up the right hand, get the right hand going a little bit. And then after, I don't know, I kind of fill it out. It might only be 20, 30 seconds of that. Probably that much right there. I'll move on to, I'm still playing rhythm, but I go to more like funky. I go to the Jimi Hendrix chord right here. Sometimes I'll play that funky music White Boy. It's like. If you would like to support me and this channel, go check out my Patreon. The link is in the description below. Over there, you'll find tons of great guitar lessons, all with tab, covering scales, licks, techniques, and much more. You also get early access to videos, and you can sign up for one-on-one lessons with me. Thank you guys so much for the support. Let's get back to the video. Now, I find this is very beneficial. It's one of my favorite jazz standards. And it's a little chord melody of There Will Never Be Another You. I'll always play this. And so I'll play through that. I like doing that because it's really for the left hand to get some different chord shapes going, get that warmed up. And also my right hand, I use like my fingers a lot for those chords. And so it gets those warmed up. So I'm using a lot of the pick and fingers simultaneously in that. And I find those chord shapes really warm up the left hand very nicely. And there's still rhythm. So I'm really big on trying to make sure everything has a rhythmic component when I'm playing. After that, I'll go to, I don't know, some people love this, some people hate it. I absolutely love it. I do it every day. I've been doing it for a decade, at least. No, probably 15 years almost. So just going. And it's not something I'm trying to do fast. Now, I'm just doing that down, up, down, up. And one thing, for some reason for me, if I reverse it and start on the upstroke, it like makes the exercise 10 times better for me. And as far as a warm up and getting the hands synced up and the right hand going. So I'll start with the upstroke now instead. And it's something I transition halfway through. So I kind of start off with a downstroke, and then as I kind of get maybe a few frets in, I just go to the upstroke. So I'll do that, try to knock that out in a few, probably 20 seconds, 30 seconds. I go back, then I start with my pinky. I'll switch to an upstroke. And then after that, I go back down here and I do the same exercise, alternate picking, but only 3 notes per string. So we get something like this. I don't really care about the shape. I just play 3 notes. And what this warms up is the right hand has to, it goes from starting on a downstroke on a particular string, and then when you go to the next string, it forces an upstroke if you're alternate picking. And then I might economy pick it. Just kind of see how that feels, get that kind of warmed up there. After that, I'm pretty much done. I'll run through 3-note string major scale shapes for a second, a little bit more practical and usable, so I'll just kind of go. And, you know, none of this is like, I'm not like fast or anything like that. I'm just trying to get the hands synced up. This is still like in the warm-up phase. This probably takes me about 2 or 3 minutes usually. All right, I'll probably call it right there. And another thing I find I'll do after that really warms me up is Eric Johnson 5-note pattern, which typically is kind of alternate picked, and then there's the economy pick pattern, like where you get a down, down. I don't do it that way though in the warm up. I'll alternate pick it, and it really throws off the right hand and helps warm it up a lot. And this is, I think, how Andy Wood does it. I saw him do it like this, and it's quite challenging, but it's really good as a warm up. And then maybe after that amount of time, I typically recommend always playing the pentatonics, starting first like note of each string, playing it with a downstroke, so it ends up being down, up, down, up. But reversing that, starting on an upstroke, I find kind of helps warm up my right hand a little bit in a very short amount of time. So this is just kind of A minor pentatonic, and I'm just kind of running through different shapes, but I'm making sure to always first note of each string is an upstroke. And then a lot of this stuff is going to be left hand focused. So the right hand focus, and then the left hand, I usually go. This particular legato exercise is the one I always go to, and I do it chromatic. I stole it from Rick Graham. And then it sounds wild. You move it to the major scale shape, though. And this, I'm not warmed up right now, so it's a little difficult. Just kind of helps that left hand out. And then the next thing I like to do is alternate pick 7th arpeggios. So I just go through all the diatonic ones. So if we're in C major, I'll go that's C major 7, and I'll go to D minor 7. Oh, I don't change positions when I go through all these chord shapes. E minor 7. F major 7. See, that one throws me off. And I kind of feel the ones that kind of feel weird and awkward, and I'll sit with them for a little bit longer. The next one's G dominant 7, G7. Now this one's interesting. I challenge myself sometimes to plant my ring finger here and let the other. So I'll do like. I plant the ring finger and see if the other fingers, because there's a lot of finger independence problems that come up where other fingers want to move when other fingers are doing things, and it kind of causes problems. So I'll plant right here sometimes. Kind of, I don't know, it makes it a little harder on the other fingers. All right, now we got A minor 7. Oops. Having a bit of a brain fart. Oh my goodness. There we go. B half diminished. And then back to C major 7. See, that part of the C major 7 throws me off. So basically, I'm trying to target, after that kind of the initial basic warm-up where I'm just strumming some open chords and some kind of funky rhythm stuff, and then go to the basic, after all that, I'm trying to find, over the years, I've figured out what things are a little bit more difficult for me, like the alternate picking Eric Johnson pentatonic 5 shapes is really good for me. Doing the alternate picking arpeggio shape right there. And then like the little triplet legato, like for my left hand, like this pretty much all I have to do is do this pattern. And then do some chromatics with it. And then that kind of gets me warmed up a little bit. The next thing I really enjoy is, I don't do it enough in my playing, but economy picking. And I think I call them 3-1-3 shapes. I think that's the name for them. And so I'll kind of just go through, and I'll either pick the first note and hammer on / pull off depending on the direction, or I'll economy pick them. So if we're just in C major here. Oh, that felt very, I haven't done this in a little while. I'm gonna see my left. It's not. See, my right hand feels on. My left hand feels off. So I'm gonna do legato. That's rough. Okay. Say that I probably would be at this point about 7 minutes in probably, and then that's probably one of the last things I do. I might alternate pick some basic triads, like then after that I'm probably gonna kick on a 2 screamer and a phase 90. It's just the sound I've been enjoying lately, and I'll just jam, have fun. Maybe throw on a backing track, maybe not, probably not. So choose a random key. And then really when I'm jamming, I'm trying to focus on bending and vibrato. I found that those are like, some reason bending technique and vibrato technique really kind of, I don't know, it just makes, it makes for me legato and everything else easier. I don't know why, it doesn't make sense. One thing, let me turn the phase 90 off. Sorry about that. I randomly, like, if I hybrid pick a lot, and if it's not warmed up, sometimes it doesn't feel warmed up, I'll throw in some obnoxious tapping. And that kind of makes the hybrid picking a little bit easier for some reason. And then to wrap up the video, kind of how I personally, and what my goals are right now, is that right there helps me maintain my technique in a good area, and maybe slowly, if I'm consistent every day with doing those things, improve certain elements like the economy picking or some alternate picking things. But the other way I'm really kind of trying to improve my playing is listening to particular music. So like one of my biggest things is I'm very early on the beat often. I'm very kind of anticipating the next move, and it comes across, at least when I listen back to my playing, a little it sounds faster than it actually is because I'm a little early sometimes. And so I really enjoy listening to jazz or blues, something that's more laid back and swung. And it's not even something I practice, but listening and kind of just, it's a lot of jazz guys do this. It's just listening. It's like one of the best ways to, learn how to swing or learn how to do that is just listening to it all the time and making it sound normal. And when you get back to the instrument, it just kind of instantly kind of flows its way into your playing. And so I just listen to some jazz and I try to feel it. I try to lay back and enjoy the music, but also kind of envision how it feels. So when I get back on the guitar, turn this off. When I get back on the guitar, I might be able to lay back a little bit more naturally than I might otherwise. Anyways, I hope this video was useful to you guys and helpful. I recommend you just, if you're trying to knock out progress in 10 minutes, you got to really refine and limit yourself. Don't let yourself get too carried away with different things. And as soon as, if you're starting off with some basic strumming, which I think is a good thing to do, you can't sit there for too long if you only have 10 minutes, obviously. So you got to quickly move to the elements. And over time, you'll learn what elements are very important. And when those are refined, your overall playing's better. And so a couple of those things for me are, like I said, the Eric Johnson pentatonic fives, the legato, this particular pattern for my left hand, and then doing a lot of the alternate picking arpeggios are great for me. Today they're a little off, but doing that every day, in only 10 minutes, I'll get progress. So the next time I pick the guitar up tomorrow or whenever, I'm going to be better, a little bit more locked in, and I can build off that next level. Even if it's like the tiniest a little bit better, it builds up, and then over 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, you're going to see a lot of progress when looking back. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys back next time.